Hey everybody, this is Debbie Case coming at you live and in color as you can see. Welcome again to my channel. If you like what I'm giving out to you guys, please subscribe if you like to. I would really appreciate it. Now, let's get on to main event WWE last night. This was the 24th of May, 2025. When you're on vacation, you lose track of days, so don't mind me. Anyways, I'm gonna go straight to the main event, and then I'll give my little feedbacks on the other matches. That main event. First of all, I didn't ask for it. I didn't want it. I didn't want to see Jey Uso and Logan Paul fighting against each other. For the belt, at least. I don't mind they have a match, but not for a belt, because I don't want to see Logan Paul with a belt around his waist. That has to do with our world champion. We already had to deal with it when he was the U.S. champion, I believe that was, if I'm not mistaken. If I did it wrong, well, I do apologize, but I think that's what that was. If it wasn't the U.S., it was the Intercontinental, but either way, I didn't want to see it, I didn't want it, I didn't need it, but we still got it. So, as if we still got it, so let's talk about it. Match was going good, like I always say. I may not like the dude, I may not like him at all, but when he's in the ring, when he's wrestling, I respect it for the moment. I don't want him to go after champions because obviously, a lot of people don't really mess with Logan Paul. There is just something about him. Sometimes it just can be just that, at a person in general, you just have a vibe with him. You don't even have to be in the same room as him, to breathe the same air as him, but you just don't vibe with him. And that's exactly and he rubs people the wrong way. It's just something about him. I can't explain it. I just never liked him. I'm not going to go on a rant about somebody else because then it'll just be a whole different story. But in the ring, I got to give him his flowers. There are some matches that I really enjoyed with him in it. But I didn't like the fact that John Cena came out, interrupted the match. That's one. Well, if he wanted to make it entertaining, he didn't. All he kept doing was going after Jey. Why go after Jey? Why? Oh yeah, because he eliminated you at the Royal Rumble? You mad? You still got your title? Why are you crying for? Why are you crying for? Why are you going after him? Why? Because you thought he was going to be alone. Nah. There comes in Cody Rhodes, just running in there, going after Cena. Going after Paul. I was enjoying the fact that he's back. Jey won the match. And now there's going to be a tag team with Logan Paul and Cena versus Cody Rhodes and Jey at Money in the Bank. Happy about that. But I'm not happy that Cena's going to be in another. Most likely it's either going to be the opening or the main event. That's something that I don't want because Cena's matches lately has been bland. You put Logan with Braun. You put Logan with Seth. You put Logan with somebody else, the match will be probably phenomenal. You put Cena in any of those matches with any of those people, that match becomes meh. For some reason, like I said, his heel turn, he should have just stood for the people because his heel turn sucks. Y'all wanted it for the ratings. Yeah, y'all wanted it, to hate somebody. And, this is his last year of his last hurrahs. But still, you're up to a point where you have only a few months left. And this is what we're getting. Right now, WWE is losing ratings. Right now, WWE is losing customers, fans. One, because they want to up prices on tickets. And two, because they have. It's fine to have John Cena as a heel, but make it a memorable heel. You became a heel off of The Rock and Travis Scott. You got the champion with the help of Travis Scott. All your matches lately been bland. Now you want to support a YouTuber. You want to support somebody that's hated because you're also equally hated. I mean, Logan Paul is probably more hated than John Cena, given because he's been hated since he even stepped foot in the ring. But now you want to go ahead and put Logan Paul in your bandwagon to help with that whole destroying of the wrestling thing. For what? Because right now you are. The ratings are going down because your heel turn sucks, because you're bland. You need something that's going to go ahead and wow people, want them in their seats. You're going to want to low down your prices on these tickets because it's insane. People that lives literally a state across from SummerSlam won't be able to watch it because you want to go ahead and put even the cheapest ones that's at the nosebleeds. And then you're demanding them, they can't buy a solo ticket, they got to buy a dual ticket. As far as I heard, it has to be a dual ticket. So basically, people that's trying to save, if they want to go ahead and be at SummerSlam, they got to put their life savings up just so that way they could afford to go. So right now, you're about to have Money in the Bank. That's another one of those pay-per-views, well, PLEs, sorry. There's another one of those PLEs that a lot of fans like to go to because they don't know, because they like those ladder matches. They don't know who's going to go ahead and get the briefcase, and they don't know if they're going to cash it in the same day. Those are the kind of matches that a lot of fans are looking forward to. But right now, you're hurting it because you're upping prices, and now you're putting John Cena up in a pedestal right now that his matches are literally coming out bland. And you're hurting your own product. You need to take that belt off of him. Give it back to Cody. Or if you're not giving it back to Cody, give it to somebody else. I know this is his last year because he's retiring and all that kind of stuff. And you want to do a good send-off. Well, your good send-off is going to go to the shits because fans either don't want it anymore because it's not hyping as it's supposed to be, or fans choose not to have it because they can't see it live because they can't afford it. You feel me? So I know I'm jumping off of the topic, but it still goes into it. If we're going to spend our hard-earned money on something, on a live event, we don't want to see a match that's going to be bland. We don't want to see somebody that, yeah, we're happy he's finally doing a heel turn. Yeah, we're happy that he got his 17th champion. Because I'm happy just like the next person. And truth be told, I was on the fence of a Cena fan. I was never a hardcore Cena fan like a lot of people are. So when he did his heel turn, I felt like I wanted to get into it, but then I was like, I'm glad I stood at the fence on it because it's not hyped. It was too much hype, too much glamour, but not enough substance. There you go. Not enough to fill up the plate. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I know that's how I feel. And like I said, this is my opinion, this is how I feel. But if you guys do agree, please comment because I don't want to feel like I'm alone on this. And then we're going to go now to get off that topic. We're going to go to the opening match, which was CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Seth freaking Rollins. The match is going good. Going in our favor for CM Punk and Sami Zayn. You know, yeah, it was like a point in time when you felt like they weren't gonna win at all. You know, it was just going a tit for tat, back and forth, and they were getting the upper hand. And lo and behold, who comes in? Somebody that you wouldn't even expect, Bronson Reed. Yeah, Bronson Reed, the same Bronson Reed that gave 6 tsunamis to Seth freaking Rollins and had him internally bleeding. And yet now they hugging and he raises his hand and helping him win the match. That's kind of weird. But you know why he did that? Because he said it when he attacked Seth is because he wanted to make a name for himself and he wanted to be known. So now he made a name for himself and everybody knows who he is. So might as well go to a fraction that's starting that is already hated, pretty much, right now. Even though Seth is going to always be loved and always going to be cheered, but they're not really fucking sorry. They're not really messing around with that team because they're going after CM Punk and Sami Zayn. And you know CM Punk and Sami Zayn are the fan favorites of always. So now you're going to be hated again more because you add another member, which is Bronson Reed. Now you're going to be on TV, Bronson. Now you're going to be relevant. So let's see what we're going to do with you. Now you're going to practically be the enforcer. Yes, he's the enforcer. Braun's the muscles. And Seth is always going to be the architect because he knows how to place his people. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be more members. And when that happens, not for nothing, Judgment Day is going to be kaput. Like that one, that's going to go soon. Because you have 2 fractions on the same brand. Instead of moving them, move Judgment Day to SmackDown. But the issue is Liv Morgan. If you separate Liv from Judgment Day, keep Liv on Raw and put Judgment Day on SmackDown, and I'm telling you, they'll do something with them over there. They'll have new people to fight. They're not recycling matches, and they'll have a fraction on their own over there. But then Bloodline's over there. Well, Bloodline 2.0. They have their own fraction. They're enforcers over there. So it's either going to be that they have to split the Judgment Day up or they have to do something new with them. Because now Seth is making his teams here on Raw and Solo is with Jacob and all them is making their team on that side. So I feel that they're going to be stuck. They're going to be stuck. They're going to find nothing to do with them, or they're just going to recycle matches, or they're just going to use them as jobbers. That's what they're going to probably do with them if they can't find anything solid for them. Now, my next match. This is Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green for the U.S. Women's Championship. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a meh match. And it was also a match that I didn't pay attention to. Like, I looked up when Zelina and Chelsea came out. I looked down, I looked up when Zelina broke Chelsea's nose. I looked down, I looked up, and Zelina was pinning Chelsea, and Zelina won. I'm glad that Selena has her title, and they're giving her that push because she does deserve it, because she did go the mile with Rhea and all that kind of stuff like that when they were in Puerto Rico, and I was so proud of her. And a lot of people are proud of her. Like, she's doing, she had gotten released and came back and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of people are proud of her, and I'm proud. I'm one of them. She does deserve with her run, but she needs to recycle. Well, she needs to go ahead and recycle. They don't need Chelsea Green now. They need to go ahead and get somebody else for her. And I'm thinking, this is Raw. So, well, no, Selena's on SmackDown. Yeah. So, Selena's on SmackDown. Jade is on SmackDown. I know they have no beef, but why don't they try to put Jade, give her a belt, and let her work her way up. Let her get a solo run first. And I know she wants to go after the women's championship, but right now, with that beef with her and Naomi's not going to let that happen. So for her, she should just go for that U.S. belt from Zelina. And it would be an interesting match, even though it could be a little squash because of she's a powerhouse and all that. But Selena's beat powerhouses before, out of nowhere. So that would be a surprisingly good match. But that's my opinion of that match. And then I'm going to also talk about the John Cena versus R-Truth. I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said it in the beginning, John Cena's matches are meh. It was entertaining watching R-Truth come out in the whole John Cena gear with his face and all that kind of stuff. It was comedic, and I was glad that he had his little main event moment, that he was going for the belt, even though we all knew that R-Truth wasn't going to get it. But I at least respected the fact that they at least gave him the chance and they put him in a match, because he hasn't really been in a really good match in a long time. I mean, even though it's his childhood hero and all that kind of stuff, but at least they put R-Truth in a match. And then it's for something. It's not just to jobber him around. They gave him some little moments when he was beating John Cena and all that kind of stuff. We all knew, like I said, that John Cena was going to win because they don't believe in R-Truth. But it's not that they don't believe in him also. It's just we're going to give R-Truth the belt in this day and age. As much as we all love R-Truth, true and true, like if you really think about it, WWE is not going to put R-Truth as a champion. Like, they'll give him a tag champion. I was glad that they gave him a little championship run with The Miz again and all that he was able to win that match. But as a solo champion, especially world champion, we all knew that wasn't going to happen. Not even if it was somebody else that was fighting him with the belt. They rather see it on Tozawa before they see it on R-Truth for some reason. And we're not going to get that. Especially now that he's not in his prime. Like, we're not definitely going to get that kind of match out of him. So I understand. But they could have did this match a little bit better for him. Like I said, John Cena matches are bland. And they've been bland for a while. There was literally no hype watching these matches. Like, how you have a whole day, 2 great matches, great. Now we have your match, and that broke down the whole show. Like, this is what we're expecting from somebody that's our champion. It says a lot. Now let's go to the next match, which is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match. Again, I'm on medication because my allergies been acting up, so I've really zoned out a lot. So I haven't been posting a lot, and I usually post whenever I get a chance to. Um, but I kind of like peeped it a little bit back and forth, and the match was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. It's always pretty much entertaining when them two are fighting against each other because they're trying to bring the house down. But the issue is the ending. That was probably the issue with a lot of people. It didn't rub them the right way. Like, they didn't mind the whole concerto thing and everything like that. He did it twice and all that kind of stuff. But they would have probably respected Damien a little bit more if he would have went either over the steel cage or pinned him or something. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave him laid out right there, and I'm just gonna walk out. A lot of people didn't like that. Like, he could have just did something else or finished something else. Something. He just did those, and they opened the cage, and he walked out, and he won the match. Like, come on. Drew deserves more than that. Honestly, he does. I love Damien. Everybody knows that. That's my Puerto Rican poppy from New York. Holla at you if you feel me. But they could have had a better match ending than that. But that is now my take of yesterday's main event. I hope you guys have a blessed day, like I always tell you guys. And I actually I went to the movies and I actually checked out the live action Lilo and Stitch movie. I'm not gonna lie, it was really cute. Really cute. And do I recommend it? I mean, if you've seen the cartoon, then you've seen the movie. They did all the animation to the T perfectly. And what they did, they added little twists to the original. They did pretty much the same exact thing, but they did a little twist to it, which was actually pretty good. Like, if you're gonna do something, go a little bit extra. Don't just go ahead and just do it beat for beat, because then it's just like watching cartoon, just live action, and it's not gonna really mean much. So I really appreciated that. But I'm gonna sign off and leave you guys to that. And like I said, take care, please. Like my videos, subscribe, and if you want, share it and let people know, hey, I agree with this person. She's cool. Take care.